So everybody thinks all it takes is for Homelander to call Will Smith, Hancock, an a-hole, Hancock, an a-hole, and then he'll just slap his head off. But I don't believe it's that easy. So in this video, we're going to go through lore accurate, battle-tested scenarios. We're going to compare their strength, their weaknesses, and their feats. See who will be the clear winner of Homelander versus Hancock. So let's get right to it. So we're going to start with Homelander because I think you guys already think you have it in it. We're going to test Homelander's strengths, okay? So from the boys in the comics, this is lore accurate. Super strength. He's able to rip people in half, punches through bodies, craters steals. In the comics, even snapped steals. In the comics, even snapped Queen Maeve's neck with ease. He also has super speed. Homelander can appear as a blur, dodge gunfire easily. Also, flight, supersonic. Though rarely shown to break the sound barrier like Hancock, he's fast as hell. Laser vision. He can incinerate humans instantly. Possibly the deadliest range power here. But durability, let's check that out. Bullets, explosive, small missiles bounce off. He could survive a nuclear attack. He's a psychopath though, absolutely ruthless, no mental hesitation whatsoever. Now let's check out Homelander's weakness. No, before we Homelander's weakness, let's go ahead and check out Hancock's strengths. So we have from the movie his strengths. This is the only real canon we can go off of, guys. Okay. Allegedly, supposedly, Hancock is invincible. Pay attention to that word, invincible. Super strength, effortlessly lifts trains, throws whales miles into the ocean and smashes concrete. Throws whales miles away into the ocean. Homelander threw people that way, okay? Super speed, catches up to and overtakes cars easily. Flight, fast enough to break the sound barrier repeatedly, possibly hypersonic. Now, invulnerability. But what is that for? So far, we've seen bullets, knives, explosives do nothing. Even when hit by a freight train, he's unfazed. Rapid healing. When shot near due to proximity to Mary, you have to pay attention to that part right there. It was only due to proximity to Mary. But other than that, he's unfazed, okay? He recovers rapidly once they separate. Aging. He's thousands of years old already, so that makes him effectively immortal. Now, let's check out the weaknesses. Before we get to Hancock's weaknesses, we're going to jump down to Homelander. So, his weaknesses, he has no healing. Injuries can be problematic. We saw that in his fight with Soldier Boy when he was on the super serum, and a couple other times when he was jacked up by Queen Maeve with getting stuck ear and everything like that. Homelander can definitely be injured. He has narcissism. That's another why he desperately needs love and adoration. Can be emotionally manipulated. Of course, it's happened a couple times in the series. He lacks cosmic level feats. He's still more of a super soldier tier versus truly cosmic. Now let's jump up to Hancock's weaknesses. Proximity to Mary. He gets weaker, becomes mortal, and can even die if he stays near his partner too long. So he's invincible. He's invulnerable only if he stays away from Mary. So if he wants to be in love and stuff, he's going to be in danger. But nobody can touch him if he stays away from her. So if he turns into a pimp, good, right? Okay, mental state, some psychological vulnerability. He drinks heavily, he's impulsive, he's reckless. When emotionally compromised, he's sometimes but he's still unfazed by attacks. So as long as he's away from Mary, nothing can. But let's jump down to the direct comparison. With strength, Hancock, they're similar, but Hancock is slightly higher as far as strength. It's very high, but less clear limits Homelander. With speed, Hancock is way faster. Mach's okay. Homelander is lower hypersonic range. Durability, Hancock is definitely higher. Like you never see him bleed higher. Like you never see him bleed unless he's near Mary. Like you can get him. He can be on fire. He can be shot at. It doesn't matter what it is. Nothing is going to trade his skin unless he's near Mary. Now Homelander, on the other hand, extremely durability, but you can see plenty of episodes where he bleeds, but it's just rare case. Now healing. Hancock will immediately heal as long as he's a Mary, okay? He's regenerative and he's immortal. Homelander, on the other hand, very healing. That's where he lacks. That's definitely one of those where like he needs time to recover, okay? Ranged attacks, Hancock, it doesn't show any. Homelander, very limited, but he does have devastating heat vision, okay? We've seen Hancock survive heat, like he was on fire and nothing was bad as clothes, right? You know, mental edge. Hancock is reckless, he's drunk, and he's a crybaby pretty much, but that doesn't change the fact that you can't do anything. When he's in his sad state, there's nothing you can do, like, unless Mary is. Homelander, he's a psychopath, manipulative, but arrogant, so it's very easy for you to get at him. If he's in those, if he's in those states, he's not clear. Weakness for Hancock, probably to Mary. Weakness for Homelander, emotional ego and no healing. Okay. So realistically, Hancock is closer to a Superman type with no known on Earth, except for when he's near Mary. Homelander, on the other hand, is an unrestrained Superman light with laser eyes, but weaker durability and no mortality. Now we're gonna get to the fun and entertaining battle scenario. So with the lore, Hancock is far from Mary, at full strength and immortal. And Homelander is at his most bloodthirsty. From the comics. Okay, so here's the scene: New York skyline. Hancock swoops down from orbit, tracking a brutal massacre caused by Homelander in Times Square. He lands, cracks the pavement, gives Homelander his cocky grin. Hancock: all right, Slick, fun's over. I'm taking you downtown. Pause. Homelander smirks with his eyes glowing. Do you even know who I am? Neil. That's definitely accurate for his damn, personality. Round 1, laser versus immortal. Homelander fires his heat vision full blast, melting cars, scarring buildings. Hancock stands still. Eyes rolling. The beam hits his chest. Smolder, do nothing. Hancock chuckles, claps, sending a shockwave through that throws Homelander through 3 skyscrapers. Round 2, strike. Homelander launches into the sky, tries to sucker punch Hancock from orbit. Hancock hovers midair, flies faster, slams Homelander with a supersonic tackle, sending him into the Atlantic. The ocean explodes. Wow. Round rage break. Homelander erupts out of the water, screaming, blood dripping from his mouth. A first for him. Tries to tear Hancock's head off. They grapple. Hancock grabs Home's arm, snaps it backward with a horrible crack. Homelander howls, tries to take his face off with heat vision, only to have Hancock gouge his eyes with his thumbs. The finish? Hancock flies Homelander up into the atmosphere near space, where there's barely any oxygen. Homelander struggles to breathe. Comics show he still needs air. Hancock just smirks. And this is Hancock. I could do this all century, because remember, he's immortal, okay? So he then lets go. Homelander flails, plummets 60 miles to Earth, hits like a meteor, surviving but barely moving. Body a shattered mess. Hancock lands next to him. Homelander barely conscious. You're not even human. Hancock shrugs. Nope. Lucky for your sorry ass. He cuffs Homelander with steel beams and takes a casual beer from a bystander. Okay, so if we're going lore accurate, winner is Hancock. Hancock's durability is on another level, y'all. Nothing in his movie lore suggests there's a limit short of being near Mary. Homelander's lasers can't do lasting damage. Hancock's strength and flight speed are also above Homelander's, letting him dictate the fight. Immortality plus rapid healing make Hancock effectively unstoppable. The only way Homelander might win is if Hancock was near Mary, or if Homelander somehow psychologically manipulated Hancock into staying close to her. Conclusion, based on official lore, not fan theories, because I know a lot of y'all don't like Will Smith and all of that extra stuff. We're talking about Hancock, the character. Okay? Homelander is terrifying on Earth, but Hancock is basically an ancient demigod. Homelander's biggest threat is his heat vision, which Hancock simply tanks. Hancock's only consistent vulnerability is his bond with Mary, but far from her, he's unbeatable by Homelander. In the end, Hancock not only wins, he likely toys with Homelander, humiliates him, then walks away. Are y'all mad in the comments? Let me know. Okay, so let's get to some of Hancock's most impressive feats. Okay, this is the only canon we got from the movie. So number one, surviving a freight train collision without flinching. In a movie, Hancock stands on train tracks to stop a car chase. A full speed freight train, okay, weighing thousands of tons, moving easily at 50 miles per hour, smashes into him. But check out what happens. The train crumbles like fall, derailing with multiple cars flying off the tracks. Hancock remains standing unfazed. He even smiles, right? Do y'all remember that part? He was just smiling when he came out of the damn cracks of the train. He doesn't even get pushed back by the impact. By comparison, the kinetic energy of that train is roughly 30 to 50 million joules, more than a small bomb, yet it has no effect on Hancock. Come on, man. We've seen Superman get smashed by trains and he still took a second to recover and get up. So for all of y'all Superman lovers out there, I know y'all don't ever want him to lose to anybody, but he got smashed by a train in Man of Steel and his ass took a while to get up, remember? Okay, Hancock wasn't phased at all, and he was smiling and still knocked the car off the tracks and did all the rest of the stuff and flew the dude home, right? Now, number two, taking massive hits and having no visible damage. When Hancock slams into the ground from flight, often at sonic or hypersonic speeds, he leaves huge craters, destroys concrete and rebar, yet stands up with zero injuries, not even scratches or torn clothing. In one scene, he's shot multiple times with large caliber weapons by gangsters. The bullets flatten against his skin. Now, in comparison, we've seen something similar with Superman, and I think it was 2003. I can't remember, but the bullet went up against his eye and smashed and stuff like that. So I can imagine that the same would happen if Hancock was shot in the eye or something. All right, so it just annoyed him, but left no marks. Even when he's near death due to Mary's proximity, it takes multiple gunshot blasts, knives, crowbars, and finally a bullet to the chest at close range to even temporarily incapacitate him. I know y'all remember the hospital scene and everything like that at the end. Even in the same hospital with Mary on the deathbed, he still was fighting all of those huge humans with weapons by himself and was still able to get away. When Superman, I got to give comparison, guys. I know this is about Homelander, but I know you guys don't believe Homelander is nowhere near Superman. So let's just to only wrap our head around the strength of Hancock. The only comparison we can do is Superman. When Superman is near kryptonite, he can't do nothing. If he's in the same room as Kryptonite, he can't do nothing. You saw Batman versus Superman. Batman would have got destroyed even if Hancock was in the same room as Mary. He still would have got destroyed. But but Superman was on the ground talking about you're letting him kill Martha. So my point is, Superman can't. Like, if Superman was near Kryptonite, he would die trying to fight Hancock. If Hancock is near Mary fighting Superman, he would still win. He would still be able to kill Superman, meaning he's stronger than Superman even when he has his weakness. So that lets you know how much more powerful he is above Homelander, okay? Now, number 3, flight speeds well beyond Mach 1. When Hancock flies to stop crime, he creates sonic booms, shattering windows across multiple city blocks. The shockwaves from his acceleration lifts cars and debris off the ground, suggesting he's flying at several times the speed of sound. Come on, man. Visually, he often leaves a contrail similar to a jet and often overtakes aircrafts. This is typical of Mach 1 plus speeds. That's around 770 miles per hour, possibly well into Mach 5, which is hypersonic. So number 4, this one was one of the more impressive feats I saw in the movie, which was like awesome. Now, I believe Superman can do this, but I don't believe Homelander can do this. And if Homelander can do this, I think he's going to struggle to do this. You know, like he's going to struggle like a bench pressing competition. Like, yo, he's going to struggle. You hear me? So number 4, throwing a beached whale miles. It wasn't a quick toss. He threw the whale miles back into the ocean, guys. This is actually an underrated feat. Like, a lot of people don't pay. Do you know how much a damn whale weighs? Okay, so like 40 to 50 tons stranded on the beach. Effortlessly hoists it over his head and throws it so far it lands back into the deep ocean, splashing like a meteor and crashing. I think it landed on a boat or something. You hear me? Like, he just picked it up and tossed it in. You ever thrown a pebble across a lake or something like that? That's how he threw a 40 to 50 ton whale. Yeah. All right. So now, this means he generated the force to not only lift, but accelerate tens of tons, enough to travel thousands of feet. Yeah, boy. Y'all don't like him. Y'all don't like him because he's played by Will Smith. But I promise you, like, Henry Cavill couldn't put up with him. You hear me? He couldn't. Fight me in the comments if you want to. Okay. All right. Number 5, ancient immortality and implied battles. In the movie, it's revealed Hancock is at least 3,000 years old, possibly much older, with scars and references to countless battles. Okay, he and Mary were designed to be created in Paris and survive anything, gradually become immortal only if they stay together, meaning he's endured centuries of warfare, weapons, natural disasters, and still stands. You can't even say that about your beloved Superman, let alone a freaking Homelander. Okay, like, these dudes is babies compared to him. I'm talking about like nursery. Okay, like, they just cut the umbilical cord from both of these dudes. Okay, right? So not only does he, I know you guys see him flying around drunk and all of this extra stuff, but he has battle strategy in that dome some damn where if he was actually in, like, facing real danger, I think he'll be able to outthink and out-strategize Superman, Batman, all of them. He has centuries worth of battle-tested, proven, like, yeah, guys, come on. All right, so now Homelanders, let's go and see Homelander's most impressive feats, okay? We can only go off of Amazon's The Boys show, okay? So number 1 is his heat vision that slices humans like butter and melts steel. Keep in mind, Hancock is not a human, okay? In both TV and comics, Homelander's laser eyes are his most devastating weapon. That is sad if we're going to compare that to Hancock. In season 1 of the show, he cuts through dozens of terrorists instantly, reducing them to chunks. In the boys' comics, Homelander vaporizes people to skeletons in less than a second. That's scary for a human. He's also shown casually melting metal doors and igniting concrete walls. Nice. Okay, let's go to number 2. Super strength feats. He rips through dozens of humans with bare hands, tearing torsos apart. Now, I get it, guys. You're like, well, Hancock in his movie, he fought humans too. Okay, that's fine. But he's not human. Okay, so like all of his comparisons, like he's celestial. So that means even like his planet, like where he come from, kind of like Superman, like these people are equal to him, meaning he can't be compared to human. Homelander's feats can only be compared to human, right? Because how can you compare it? He's never been. I mean, he considers himself a god, but Hancock is like pretty much considered a god. Homelander can still bleed. He can be stabbed in the ear. Hancock can't, right? Like unless he's near Mary or something. So Mary is considered his kryptonite, pretty much. Homelander has a lot of kryptonites. Like when the boy when Soldier Boy was fighting him, he bled. When Maeve stabbed him, he bled, and he wasn't near any type of kryptonite. He just bled because he can bleed, right? So I mean, yeah, okay. So in the comics, he snaps Queen Maeve's neck with a casual twist, despite Maeve being a Wonder Woman level super. Okay, picks up armored trucks and punches people so hard they explode. Punches people so hard they explode. But when he fights another super, even though he usually wins, they don't all explode. Sometimes they'll like fly away or be, they'll die or something. But, I mean, the best thing I saw him do was rip out Black Noir's heart. So I guess you can, Black Noir is supposed to be as strong as him. So I guess you can say, okay, all right, well, he's pretty strong. Once crushes a man's entire skull and spine with one hand, shattering it like plaster. Flight at supersonic speeds. He's easily broken the sound barrier. In one scene, he flies from New York to Middle America in seconds. Leaves sonic booms that rattle buildings. Often appears and disappears in the blur to normal humans. Showing reflexes and travel speeds faster than the human eye can track. Surviving extreme damage. Okay, we know he's taking the anti-aircraft gunfire, even missile hits with no visible injury. In the comics, is heavily implied he could survive a small nuke. Okay, that's the best you got. If the world exploded, Hancock will still be there. Just like Superman. If the world exploded, Hancock will still be there. Unless Mary is sitting next to him. But if not, then he will still be there. Okay? Billy Butcher with Compound V can barely stand toe-to-toe with him. That's his best. Meaning Homelander is far above normal super soldiers. Okay, cool. Psychological and intimidation power. Perhaps his scariest feat is how he can manipulate entire governments and armies. Right. His intimidation is so absolute that even powerful supers like Maeve and Black Noir hesitate to oppose him. In the show's most chilling moment, he fantasizes slaughtering an entire rally crowd with his heat vision. We already determined that his heat vision is no competition for Hancock, though, okay? But thousands dead in a sweep. Something only held back by his narcissism needing their approval. Okay, so, I mean, let's just end this out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do a short comparison of extreme feats. Hancock survived freight trains without moving. Homelander survived heavy artillery like small nukes. Hancock threw whales dozens of tons for miles. Homelander tore humans in half, crushed super spines. He threw whales. He can throw whales for miles. Homelander can tear humans in half. Okay? Hancock flew at Mach 5 plus, creating massive sonic booms. Homelander, supersonic flight with military level speed. Hancock, ancient battles, 3,000 plus years old, never aged. Homelander, no aging, but only 40 years old. So, like, how do you really know for real until he at least crosses a 300 years old? I mean, we don't really know that for real. Nobody's like seen anybody that's created him die yet, as far as age goes. Like, how do we know? He's still drinking breast milk from people. We don't know. Okay, but we'll just go off of that and say he's not aging at all. Okay, Hancock, literally immortal unless with Mary. Homelander can bleed, but almost never injured. He can bleed, guys. Even without being near any type of substance or kryptonite or something, you can, if you are strong enough, which Hancock is definitely strong enough. I mean, Soldier Boy did it, and Hancock will destroy Soldier Boy easily with a thumb flick. Okay? Okay, now, Hancock tanked all ballistic weaponry, no effect. Like, he literally walked through it. Okay, Homelander. Heat vision cuts everything, but never used on Hancock level beings. All right, so I mean, verdict on raw feats. Hancock is an unstoppable force of nature, built to withstand eons of attacks far beyond even what Homelander dishes out. Now, Homelander is the most powerful man-made super, terrifying on Earth, but likely outclassed by Hancock's mythic near-cosmic biology. Okay, that's just how he was made. He was made by gods. Homelander was made by men. You can't compare.